And today we're gonna go play a demo of Sparkles Release, which is a sort of adaptation of Zuma, but without the Zumba. Kind of similar to that, but as you understand from my perspective, it's just another reskin. So right about, let's try to yard the file. Now, typically when I play these type of games, they typically have a couple of whiles to maneuver, but you usually get there for a while. So, as you might know, this is only the demo. They didn't put the demo title into it, so I'm not sure it's actually a full game or do I actually get it, but I know where. Yeah, I can tell it's just a demo. It's pretty much Zumba in a way. Yeah, I mean I know about Zumba way before, and this is the first time. So I know how to play Zumba way in my time. As like way back in the day, I know about Zumba than anyone else. And I say that so we can update our trial with the actual full game, and it has a couple of challenges, and we just pay once. But this is just a niche title you can get for the PC under the same name. It is nothing really special about it. So there's nothing else. Now I will say that as opposed to that play Zumba way back in the day, it's kind of similar to the game, but it has a niche catch-up. This is the first time I actually played the game before, but I know about the whole mechanics since way before. So this is the first time. I will say the gameplay is kind of similar to Zuma in a way. If you never heard your test check to make sure that the bars do not get close to the whole situation. It was a niche title for the PC, and people usually loved the consoles way back then. And people still love it. I see some YouTube videos, people making combos or whatnot. But that's about it. There's the other people that always try to make the highest combo possible. And I will say that people usually love Super to the point. And the old how it goes is just make sure you don't get the whole or it's a game over. Of course, there are a couple of stages you have to maneuver, but you can't really repeat the same levels over and over again. What you see is what you get. I mean, I'm not used to PC ports being added to the PS4, but if it helps, I guess you might get some indie titles for for a clone of the Super series. I have to admit, it's right there as the decent cautious overall. I mean, I don't really care about the combos. I only care about making some progress overall. And really, the high score doesn't really matter that much. You just need to make sure you clear all the objectives, and that's about it. I don't usually remember playing Super that much. I know about the namesake and about the multiple spin-offs, but I don't really play Zumba. I think that was way back in the day, but I wasn't that much of a huge PC gamer to this day. I was that huge console gamer even from this day, so I don't usually PC game that often. I was always the console gamer of my generation. I mean, it's kind of obvious because if you didn't know about Zumba, it was usually a high addictive PC game for its time. And if you never actually know about the game entirety, it was highly popular. There was also Super Deluxe, and the game was pretty much put to Windows places of portable, and you have Super Deluxe and Super Advanced. This game was actually popular, and it's put up, and it also has something called Electro and Bejeweled and Bubble Shooter and Tetris and Pass for the Subways, Peggy, Bejeweled 2. I basically played one of those puzzle games before, so it was kind of similar to that. Now I'm not sure if Zumba is really popular, but I guess it was somewhat of a predecessor, but I don't remember them being made by the same company. This is kind of good and peaceful, but I guess this is only dedicated to the casual demographic, because I highly doubt that this was actually favorable to the next demographic. I'm not sure about you, but the only way I can actually see this game being popular is if it was actually made for a sort of demographic, which, let's be honest, a lot of people will not find this as, it's just a niche title you would get. And there's not many people that will care about it, but if you care about combos, this is a game for you. I'm not sure if this really has an endless mode, but I already doubt it. It's just one of those get to the end type and finish the story, and that's pretty much about it. There's nothing really that much intense or due to detail, but it's just one of those games where you pretty much will try to get to the end as possible, and there's nothing really different about it. I mean, I would say that the game is kind of relaxing. Don't get me wrong, I would give credit to where it's due, but it does need to have some interactions if you want to stay with a more advanced demographic. Trust me. And man, this game is only exclusive to casual gamers to alike. So knowing that, there's not gonna be a lot of hardcore players invested their time in this. So I would say that it's not really that possible. I don't know. I mean, if this was really was their type of game, be my guess. I mean, if you want to have a better speed one, be my guess. But it's just one of those games that you could easily just play casually and not really care about it. I mean, I know about Zumba. I did play a Flash game adaptation of the same name. But I wasn't that much. Nowadays, I wasn't that much of a huge PC gamer today. I don't usually play a lot of PC games. I mean, that's because I wasn't that much into it. I mean, I still have played PC games, but only use it on a certain occasion. I don't do it more often, but I don't only do it on a certain occasion. I don't know. I'm one of those people that wants to become more excited and wants to build interaction with friends. I don't know. I don't usually do it for the memes, but between you and me, I'm one of those people that tries to find some games that I know will play. I'm not one of those people that would say that, I don't know, play the games that are overweighted, because I will want to broadcast it if I have a casual device, which I don't have. I don't know. I mean, for a demo, I guess they was trying to teach you the fundamentals on the mechanics and the gameplay, which is fine, but that's where they actually make it more niche. Not, I don't know, what's the word? I guess you could say I'm not that much of a huge puzzle game enthusiast. I mean, this is, I wouldn't consider it as a puzzle game. It's more of a skill-based game. It doesn't really have anything to do with puzzles, since 99% of the time you're just making sure that the ball doesn't really hit. And I play one of these games with ball, and it's really one of those things. The game gets harder as you progress, but other than that, it's not that much a difficult puzzle game. It doesn't really have microtransactions, thank God, but it's one of those things you have to keep in mind. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm more into, let's say, some titles that are more action-based than actually show place. But I guess how they made it is beyond me. Or the small. Alright, yeah. So anyhow, I guess you could say that when it comes to me, I usually don't pay PC gaming. Now I know that Zuma was originally a PC exclusive game before it was actually ported to the PS3, and if I remember correctly, there was a other post being added to it. And you could tell that there were a lot of PC ports being added to PS4 because I guess you could say that not many people could afford the high-tech hardware, the superior motherboard, and nobody could actually afford it. That makes sense in some cases, and you can't really blame the poster for not even trying. Call me cheap all you want, but I usually actually try to make a tap. I mean, I still have a Steam account, mind you. To this day, I still have a Steam account. And I still have a Steam account. Is just that I don't really play it, because I have other games that need it updated. But most kind of games I have on Steam are those free to play. I mean, I could buy them, but I'm not that much of a hardcore PC gamer. I could be one, but imagine the time I have to install the motherboard. I wouldn't know about you, but my only federal guess is that a lot of PC games that are considered software, that are only exclusive to the casual demographic, are being ported to the PS4 for some reason. I know this is not something that has expected. There's a lot of vintage games that were usually made in 2007, and I would guess that a lot of people will play puzzle games at the time. I already know, but I wouldn't know. I mean, if this was your type of game, be my guest. I only hope that when it comes to this, I really hope they will actually have more fire. I mean, I'm not. It's not as if I hate the game. I don't hate the game. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I guess I want those edgy types that want to be console fast-paced with meta music being played forward. Of course, most of the advanced games require the PSVR, and I don't really have the VR to this day. I mean, I will play some casual games from time to time, and make some non-plays, but really, it does depend on my personal preference. But I usually play all types of games. I don't limit myself with the action genre or JRPGs, because I figured there were so many games that no YouTuber could actually cover. You already see a lot of gaming channels make broadcast different games and actually showcase it. They don't usually play the same exact game, and that makes it more tedious. I mean, sure, I say this game is not really my type because it's so plays and so boring and repetitive, but really, if you understand my case, sometimes the games were made that way because the devs who made it wanted to make this game mostly dedicated to the casual fan base. I don't know why, but if they're so desperate to make it so suitable for the casual demographic, then why is it so? I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I remember the time when I played Zuma for the first time. I always have some difficulty problems with it. I mean, I will admit, I'm not that much of a hardcore Zuma player. I mean, even from the start, I hardly remember people playing Zuma and play the paid versions of it. I mean, most people would rather play free-to-play games than actually try out decent indie games that no one really heard of. I don't blame the game publishers, but really, it's one of those things where you have to ask, is this really necessary to the modern demographic? I asked myself that too many times, but really, you can't really expect people to change their preference. If they want to play some mediocre first-person shooters that were made by the same publishers, that use the same assets, you have to be. I mean, I had to go to a Pokemon Sun and Moon event, and it's gonna be more difficult to maneuver it. In comparison, I wouldn't blame them. I was going to start playing Pokemon Sun and Moon, but I remember that I had to go to a Pokemon gym that you play the TCG and the actual game, so it's gotta be quite busy for me. Now, I'm not sure about you, but when it comes to anything else, I think that, you know, when I say I was not that much of a huge PC fan, I'm not that much of a hardcore PC person. I mean, I play any type of game, but it's only because if it's not filled with bugs or viruses. I mean, I just paid too much money and had to make a list of what games are acceptable. Oh crap. That was the problem I had with Zumba, is that there were some levels that would be deemed so difficult to the point where you had to put concentration into them. And trust me, it is not easy to have concentration at the same time. Oh boy. This is not really that much great to an end. Yeah, I failed so miserably. Trust me, I used to play Beat Shoot most of the time, but I'm not that much of an expert. I mean, you could say it's a puzzle game, but as I said, I'm not that much addictive when it comes to PC gaming. I was mostly a console gamer by heart, and by then, I usually stick to PC gaming, and that's pretty much it. You rarely see me actually play a lot of PC games on the channel, because I could make that happen if I have a recording software that would record some gameplay with some audio, but you know how that would go. It's gonna be more difficult to try to provide audio for that because it's not really recording software for Windows. I'm still trying to find the best software to record it, but I'm still trying to figure out which is which. There's so many decisions you can find that I can't really tell which is which. I mean, I would guess that the only reason why I don't know. My only best bet is that Sony needs to collaborate with other indie game developers, but a lot of indie game devs don't really put a lot of effort, or that's why I saw it. But that's another topic that it's gotta be more confusing to dissect. I mean, I'm all in for creativity, but if you're going to make that happen, you have to put the right execution. I mean, there's gotta be a lot of consumers that will expect high quality products that are not, you know, buggy, highly dysfunctional, all that stuff. I guess you could say, for me, I'm one of those gamers that care more about the whole, I don't know. My only personal preference is this. I really don't know what to accomplish so far. I mean, my only best bet is to try to search some gameplay and see if you actually want to buy the game, because I think that what a lot of gaming YouTubers don't actually accomplish is make videos or demos of a preview, because I think that what makes each other different is that I saw some demos of games that are in the demo stages, in which I mean, for me, I only play demos for one specific reason. I want to help some of the YouTube community to make a right purchase, because as much as I hate to say this, there will be some devs that will make the game so bare minimum. I mean, in this day and age, there's always that type of gaming dev that will always make the worst possible title possible and charge you full price for it. Even though it's not that much in the highest quality possible, they still charge you for a full price for a full retail game that's not really necessary. I understand you try to make some money, but if you want to make a huge arrangement, or at least you could try to, I don't know, try to put the effort. I mean, I played a lot of indie games in the past, and there was too many of them. It's kind of weird to say about it, but the only thing I hope so far is that if there's gonna be that much of a huge indie game scene out the world, I mean, keep in mind, I would possibly say if there's one something I want is that it should have some multiplayer, because let's be honest, you might have a couple of friends over and you want to play a couple of games. You want to play a game with them that they never heard of. That's pretty much indie games in a nutshell. I don't really think that people really know about it, but then again, I guess that if you live enough to play Zuma or Pichu back in the day, then I salute you. Other than that, I don't remember people playing the oldest titles possible. I mean, yes, you could make the argument that not many people play it because nobody really cares about it in 2018. That may be true, but I mean, I used to actually try to identify over time. I would even say if my only guess is to make a difficult addiction, then I would be surprised. I mean, what I actually think about the whole title, I mean, keep in mind it's not really a bad game. And it's also the end. How surprising. I'm assuming this is the full game and they actually released the full game by mistake, but I could be wrong. They want you to update the trial. That's the case. It might be free to play, but I don't really see the demo in the subtitle. Must be a criticism, but I really doubt it. I wouldn't know what to expect, but then again, I can't really blame Sony to actually allow different IPs to exist. I guess you could say that the PS4 has more games, but not the AAA products. But then again, even AAA games are subject to terrible creation. I wouldn't know what to expect, but I guess that when it comes to Sony, they will have tendencies to release games that were originally from the PC and put it to the consoles. I know. I mean, this will make a great addition with the Nintendo Switch, but never on the PS4. You can't take this on the go unless you got one of those suitcases you could take care of. I wouldn't know, But then again, I mean, you can't really blame Sony. They tried their best to add new IPs to the mix, but it just isn't working out for them. I don't I don't blame them, but if you actually want to add new IPs that are fresh as original, man, it's doing the right execution. Other than that, I don't know what else to say about it. It's a simple indie game that you play in your pastime. If you have nothing else to accomplish or actually do to your time, then this is the game might be for you. I don't know what else to say. I can't even commentate it. It's mostly confusing to say which to commentate. I mean, I don't know how many levels there are, but you can't really change levels. But once you start in story mode, that's pretty much it. But who am I to blame? I mean, if I have to predict something else, I'm going to assume there's going to be a lot of hidden object games being released for the PS4, and it's not PC ports of PC games that are originally for the PC, but will port it to the PS4. I'm assuming because the only thing they actually did was add a better frame rate, which is 60 frames per second. That's what I'm assuming so far. I mean, I guess you could say that the PS4 is the best candidate, because sometimes if you have a crappy PC and you don't really have enough of a budget to buy a high-end PC, you could just buy the PS4 one shot and you could just play any game, and you just hide it. You just need to have better internet connectivity, and it'd be good to go. But sometimes I usually want to play offline games most of the time, and I'm not one of those peons that want to play games that are always online only. Destiny 2. But anyhow, I'm not sure how many levels does this game have. I mean, I give kudos for them to actually adding more content to the demo, as they should, but I'm just playing the same game with different map layouts. That's all it is. I don't know what to expect, but if you actually, I tend to play Pichu 2 in my time, because I haven't really saw it about it. Maybe later, but I wouldn't know. I mean, I wouldn't consider this as a project game. I just consider this as a defense type of game, because you don't really get a high score. And a lot of times you don't really get achievements unless you actually buy a default game, which is weird, but the game becomes more tedious as you play on. I don't know how long this game would take, but and when I'm playing the demo, which I don't know how long it will take me, but I guess I could tell a quick story about. This is the same map. They use the same map for the PS map. They just make new gameplay animals, but that's about it. There's nothing different about it. They use the same map layout, but they add new objectives on. There's nothing different about it. It's just the same. What does it even mean is beyond me, but either they are too high, or that might be Unitex by default. And I have no idea what I'm actually doing. I thought this was actually gonna bring on fresh content, but really, if I have to play the same maps, cut me out. Literally, cut me out this game and never be seen from my hands again. Duh. Not sure about you, but this is one of those stages where again, I couldn't really help it. I'm sure they used the same map from the previous map, and they used the same forgotten where part, but they're at a newer difficulty as we speak. I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say that, don't get me wrong, I mean, I could PC if it really works. My only best bet is that I guess they got lazy after all, and maybe they just reused the same maps and just recycled the same map layout. But I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did, or they might actually become more lazy. Call me harsh or judgmental, but if I could easily notice a slight difference of you reusing the same map, then that means there's something wrong with that concept. Hell, there might be something wrong with the picture, but I wouldn't be surprised if you actually put that much into the coding situation. But either that, I could usually digress. What do I even know about coding anyway? I'm doing the best I can to I don't know how long this game would take, but this has to be the longest demo. But of all the demos I played, this has to be the most stale. I guess this is why I never see the whole point, but if you really want to play a casual game when the stakes are keep you calm, or you actually steady or relax, this is one of those cases. I just don't know what to... I could have sworn they actually used the same map layout, but I could be wrong. And you also hear the same music, but oh boy. Whoever made this, I guess, was a huge fan of Zuma and played Super all the way in 2007 and started out to make the game and spent 4 years making a... spending 2 years making a Zuma predecessor, but I think it only took a 1 month to make that because you could just make any craft of 3D and you can actually make the better product. I wouldn't know. More on the best bet. It's just a Zuma clone to say the least. And you take it to the same person that played Zuma way back in the day. I was pretty much, I think, in middle school in those times when I played Zuma, but that was a long time ago. I don't usually remember at the time I actually played Zuma. I mean, there's also the iOS version, but I really doubt that will actually be free to play. But either way, if they actually want to put it, I wouldn't be surprised. Is it boring? It depends on your perspective, but I guess so. I mean, the game is only fun if you have some commentary, but it's only a game where you could talk about other topic conversations that has nothing to do with this type of game. But there's nothing else to talk about it because it's just a simple, quote-unquote, puzzle game that you just move around. Comic sarcastic, but you haven't even been to my those steps to understand how I had to go through. I don't know. I'm sort of thinking that we use the same map layout to it. Oh, I don't know how long would this demo be, but I don't even know. The survival mode, but there's supposed to be 108 charging levels. But I had to assume that we use the same map. And thank God, that's it. Whew. Thank you. Pray for 4 hours. Are you kidding me? You want me to pray for 4 hours? That's pretty much it. I'm glad I was pretty much over because I'm gonna be honest, the game is only interesting at the beginning on the intro and introduction altogether, but once you spend 42 minutes of it, the game gets pretty much boring. You just accomplish the same scene, try to make sure you don't get the boss into the hall, and don't get a game over, and that's pretty much it. I don't really expect them to make a picture quality product, but either way, I don't really see the whole point. But this game as a whole, this game has approximately 108 charging levels, quote unquote. It has 18 selectable power-ups. It has a harder difficulty mode or setting, depending on your cause and preference, and it has survival mode. Of course, we know how BS that claim is, but I'm not sure how long the full game is, but this is the most boys Monday. Especially on the Monday when nothing else decided happens. But only time will tell. I wouldn't know about that, but bear with me. I try to make this most clever as possible. You pay once and you get the full game of repetitive gameplay mediocre concepts. I may be judgmental, but I'm more honest and not cookie cutter and censored. I guess you could say that. So this is Sparkle Unleashed, or how you pronounce it. And this game retails for $5.99 or $6.99. I don't know. You have to check about the PSN store if you want to get the full details, but this is pretty much it. Hope you guys really want to buy this game, but if you don't, that's on you. So this is the high awesomeness comedy from a game that is so boring that I can't keep myself sane. Hope you guys are pretty much prepared for Games of Thrones episode 3 of the Telltale series, and I hope you guys are waiting to see more demos of me playing them. Guess that we shall wait then. But until then, I'm gonna make more videos to find demos, and until I am satisfied of the gameplay structure, I will possibly buy the full game and not take away the demos in parentheses. Or is I'm assuming. But anyway, rat-a-tat-tat, and hope you guys have a Easter Sunday, even though it's only 4 weeks until then. Signing off with a huge ultimatum that I had to get rid of. Peace out, and great luck on your Easter hunt.